Charlie. He needs to land just some good, solid chronos to end the game with. You know, not going under tier 4s, not going any silliness like we saw with his Sven or anything like that before. It just needs to be disciplined when it comes to taking that high ground for Alliance. But yeah, this looks like it should be a good start to the game for them. So I would go Alliance for this one.
Big smoke up though.
Yeah, it really is. And they're going to run straight into Mixer. Mixer turns in. He's like, if I had Black Hole right now, you guys would be in trouble. But it's only level 1, so he's going to get beaten to death instead.
Imagine not having Black Hole right now. Like these pro players, back in their day, he'd have Black Hole by now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Dota's not what it used to be. You know, Alliance of old, they would have done it somehow.
Or be Weeha and have Dash. Well, that's such an archaic meme, actually, was it? It was like Weeha had like a lobby or something, and he had like cheats on, and he did like Dash what the fuck or something, and it was like what? I can't remember if it was like an accident or a meme or whatever, but it was like one random game.
I seem to remember that as well, where like they left cheats on by accident or something.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
I'm gonna Google it.
Are they looking for more? No. They're just moving us forward to secure bounties. Online going to get some harassment off onto Mr. Vincento as well. Chase him off the ball. But yeah, 2 bounty runes going the way of Alliance. Make it 3 as Charlie picks up another. All right. First blood and a bounty rune. How can they possibly lose?
It's incredible. And they might even get JM here as well. They got the sticky bomb, yeah.
Hold. Ash4's got 2 kills on the board already. My man is unstoppable.
Just to give context, by the way, it was actually, he used Dash Refresh, which of course stemmed the meme WeFresh. January 11th, 2015, when he was on a team called Meepone. Damn, look at that.
Wow. What incredible
conclude
lore.
That random thing. Yeah,
Dota meta lore.
Yeah.
All right.
It would have been perfect if one of the players on Ivy was in that team, so then it would like come full circle into like why we're talking about it, but yeah, no, nothing.
Not any crossovers there, no.
There is a German player on that team though, so there it is. Ivy was a German team.
Yeah, there we go. Jim Vincento probably played it with him at some point, so
yeah, exactly. You know, like we've already mentioned, laning setups, Alliance, their lanes really kind of play themselves out. Beastmaster plus Techies, Undying plus Faceless Void. Also, Undying is deceptively good against Enigma if you can get to like 2 points decay, because you have kill threat, right? It's Blood Grenade, Tombstone, Enigma slowed down. You can eat through those Eidolons. Sure, it's a very resource-heavy play to make, but if you can find a couple levels, you have ways to at least poke the Enigma. It's not reliable in any way, but it's better than some supports. Oh, and here it is. He's already given it a go.
Yep, they're delivering. They recognize their timings, but the Tombstone just gets absolutely minced in seconds. So that's just going to be 125 gold. Oh, Charlie, he's committing hard. They've got a Blood Grenade as well. Mixer getting low. Use the regen. Use the one. Hadskin will get the kill, but goes down immediately afterwards. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, they get a massive kill onto the Beastmaster. On low. He jumps in for the kill. Onika, he steps forward on him. Oh, no. Alliance, that bottom lane. Oh, it was supposed to be so easy for them.
Respect the meta, don't go for the dive, but yeah, unfortunately, S4, he locked himself in one of the greatest jewels of the offlane, right-clicking the TV right next to the tower, and of course he goes down, and everyone just saw what happened with Ponlo. That's not what you want from your offlane duo entering into the game against TB. I guess if the silver lining is, at least TB doesn't have meta now, so you respawn, you have the resources, you go again. TB will be kind of relatively out of the lane now for 90 seconds.
Hey, if S4 got the kill, he'd have been on a killing spree. He dies after that, then he's giving away even more gold, so...
Very tactical indeed, yes.
Yeah, really loading up on that copium there. But no, we did say... Actually, I said if they mess up, if they underestimate meta, then that's the only way they can lose this lane, so...
Aren't you a genius, Nomad?
I really am. I really am.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Who knew?
I don't think anyone did. Or still does. I think it's just you.
Wow. And that's all that matters.
I mean, self-love is the best form of love, no?
Yeah.
It's like that. I know there's a phrase, but don't want to butcher it.
Yeah, you can workshop
RuPaul fans will not be happy.
Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Sean's actually doing pretty well, you know. He's being bodied out a little bit here just by the constant napalms, but he'll be okay, especially on the 4-minute rune spawn as well. And then when he hits 6, he'll be laughing on this Batrider, so yeah, he can catch up in CS now as well. Probably get a little bit ahead, in fact. And yeah, so mid lane's going all right for Alliance. Top lane is a bit of a trade, to be honest with you. They did bring down Mixer, so Charlie's in a pretty good spot. Just his bottom lane, which started off well for Alliance. It's fortunately started to go down the toilet a little bit, but still trading pretty evenly.
Yeah, again, Alliance's lane, they are so stable in kind of how they play. Sure, a couple kills might occur here and there. Hanskin already getting a relatively low, but not low enough. It's just basically like resource management for Alliance, right? Like, stay in the lane as long as possible, and your best motions will be, if S4 goes for Helmet Dominator, syncing him up to make plays with this Ember, right? Like, Ember joining the team, make the plays. If Chrono's available, sync up your techies, find a kill, go back to farming. It's the kind of harmony of poke, prod, and farm is just what this lineup's built for, and it'll be exciting to see if they can execute on the layers needed.
Bottom lane, S4 getting run down again. They've got the glimpse to bring him back under the tower for a second time, and it looks like Odika will be able to finish the job here. A few more right clicks will be required. Ponlo tries to jump in. It's not enough. Ponlo, he will be able to right click down the Terrorblade though, and he has a 13 wand as well, so he can get another bomb off here on Mr. Vincento. One more right click will be required. He is going to get it in it. Ponlo with the double kill. A big win for Alliance down here at bottom. Sure that Beastmaster dies, but bringing down that demon has got to feel pretty good for them this time around.
And they kill, oh, Hanskin says top. Yeah, unfortunately for JM, he didn't actually have his range up in his inventory at the start of the fight. His courier delivered it, it went to his backpack. So the entire engagement, a lot of poke and prod damage occurred, and he wasn't able to take it off. And yeah, we haven't really looked too much at the mid lane, but I would argue it's, you know, relatively even. You know, 30 for 7, 29 for 10. Sure, Batrider has a couple more deniers, but still very relatively even. What's piquing your interest, boss?
I am piqued by Chun not actually having a bottle yet.
Oh yeah,
that's curious.
I guess it's the Batrider play.
Hold on. Oh, Hanskin being run down. I mean, Batrider is low, but he's going to be able to kill up Hanskin with that flaming lasso. And now Ponlo jumps in from the side. It's a killing spree for the techies. Looking on to Rune here as well. He does have a shield rune. Going to take a bit to get through it, but now they'll get to that fleshy interior, and they'll be able to rip through them in seconds. But quick pulls out from the Undying here as he's going to disconnect from the game. But that gives T-Governor a chance to recap on the events of the middle lane.
Okay, so we're trying to do some, you know, quick brainstorming. It does make sense in regard to wanting a wand against a Batrider, of course. A lot of spam. In the mid lane, Batriders still go for Sticky Napalm over the Flame Break Firefly that we see from other roles. And then, of course, with the Sticky Napalm comes a lot of physical damage. So going for the Phase Boots, not only does it give you the armor, but gives you the movement to kind of disengage when Batriders are trying to get on top of you. So in regards to the bubble of Ember versus Batrider, your resources come from your wand, and your survivability comes from the Phase Boots. And if you bought a bottle, it would delay both of them. So I kind of like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I respect that. And also, 10 out of 10, beautiful obs. Every time I was saying a thing, he was like, you know, sliding on over to little Adam, giving a little shimmy, shimmy, shake, and
Or
even
Observer,
after a long day.
the Observer Awards, and I was like, oh no, I need to intervene, but
no, it's been a long day. You know, it's what the other series they occurred.
Yeah, wasn't it Scrift who was on our last series as well? He's just been grinding straight through it all.
Yeah. Oh wow, Scrift was on China as well.
What a
was he on all 3 China?
Yeesh.
Wait, all 3? No, just the last China. No. What?
Last 2 China. This is maybe a conversation on the broadcast this time.
Wait, we're on a pause, it's fine. I did actually get some messages like, oh, I really liked how you were breaking the 4-4 with the Observer during your cast. I was like, oh, cool, thanks. Next week, we'll just get Swift on the call. We can just hear him observing. I'm going to look top.
They can never hear his voice. The illusion will be ruined. You can never do that.
True. Just get some like artificial voice and...
Yeah. It's like when Dream revealed his face, you know, it's just disappointment.
Yeah, how did that go? Oh, damn. All right, yeah, Script, don't
I have no idea, actually. I just heard about it. I didn't actually.
It went horrendously.
Yeah.
But unfortunate, though, it's like, people are just toxic, man. That's the issue.
True.
Alright, so I want to think about Charlie right now, because when you're the... Sure, whilst they're going mid, it's fine, but like, we got to think about this Faceless Void and how he's going to potentially be going for Midas and Maelstrom. When you're starved against Enigma, you kind of need the Midas as that recovery tool. Because if you don't, and you go, let's say, Maelstrom, you're always just going to be under level compared to your opponent's core. It's just the Enigma value, right? And Alliance is going to have to play around that. And I like the fact they are playing around it because, you know, Chuan and the Techies, or Ponlo, they are synced up beautifully, continuing to fight. And I need to see that from Alliance. Like, they basically need to leave Faceless Void on an island, doing his own little thing. Sure, you might eventually lose your tower, but they need to just make chaos reign across the radiant side of the map.
Jumping onto Moonlight here as well. I mean, he's able to kill off one of the bombs, and Techies Jewel doesn't have the blast off available, but Moonlight is just forced to throw out the Flaming Lasso to absolutely no avail. The rest of the team from Ivy coming in here. They've got the glimpse as well into Ponlo. Ponlo could be in some trouble, and they are going to be able to bring him down. That is going to be a 4x kill streak going to Moonlight as well. Churn trying to guess for the rune here. Does get that regen rune. That could be vital later on in the game. In fact, he might even just keep on skirmishing now because of it, because he's got no real resources to really take care of. So
There's no reason to stop. And look at him. He's looking at Moonlight.
He's popping it. He wants to go right now. He's not taking any damage as of yet. Finally, they will be able to catch him out with the Fade Bolt. And now, well, he's a little bit more vulnerable. And the rest of Ivy coming on over here. Has Choyan taken a step too far? And I think the answer might be yes. They're going to be bringing him down. And Moonlight's going to grab that kill. And yeah, that's just kind of... Was that really necessary, T-Gov?
It wasn't, but also... Nice. I take TVOs down. Like, it wasn't necessary, but I feel like, why would you not want to go for that play, right? Like, the only reason he dies is because he starts taking tower hits. Also, the resources used to kill him off. Like, if he doesn't die then, he gets a kill, and then you're killing TB bottom, it's just going to amplify your start of the game. And you kind of want your mid laners to always have this thought process, like, to go for that kill, to try and have that style of play. So, I honestly don't mind it. In a different world, he'd have hit the spells, we'd be praising him, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
You have to accept it, because... The down part is if he dies again.
Oh, okay, black hole dodged. Black hole dodged from Chun. That's pretty big. Another Chrono Spade comes through. Oh, goodness me. They're both going to be going down here. Charlie keeps smashing away at Mixer. Chun will go down in the end to the Eidolons, to the Fade Bolt, but Charlie gets himself a double kill. Huge few minutes of gameplay from Charlie here, honestly. He was bottom for that TB kill, comes up top, gets 2 with the Chrono.
I mean, he's on the way to Midas. He bought a Wraith Band, the Treads, like a lot of these small items to then go for Midas after. It's going to be around about an 11-minute Midas. Of course, not the quickest that we see from carries, but, you know, relatively good. And, oh, another pause. Oh, it's really hurting my mojo here, boys. I won't lie.
With a flow, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll find something else weird to talk about.
No, I mean, I like this point. So quickly, as we look at the overall... during the pause, let's look at the items, right? So, yeah, Moonlight's got the boost of travel. Cool. Mix is going for a Midas, but it's an Enigma. Faceless Void also going for a Midas. So kind of scaling cores in play. And then for S4, I think he's going to be the X factor for me now. Because he's going for the Axe. And I believe in an interview with Mind Control, he mentioned how he doesn't think Axe is good against heroes like Terrorblade. Because they, even though they're melee heroes, they play on range, right, with Metamorphosis. And he thinks that the Axe is only good against the PLs, the Nagas, the melee heroes. And I fully agree. I believe any illusion style melee core will struggle against the Beastmaster Axe. But anyone who can distance by a Skadi, mitigate the healing, it's just going to be underwhelming. And I feel like in this scenario, again, it's like if they had a Helm of the Overlord to play around, like minute 17, Black Hole is wasted, suddenly buildings and objectives are falling. So I'm not a fan of this. I am going to be keeping a close eye on its development throughout the game, but I remember last time he bought it, it was pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, we were upset the last time he bought it. I mean, we were like, okay, could be good, and it was just painful. Hanscam meanwhile getting brought down in the middle lane. It's going to be another kill being chalked up for Ivy here, and Ivy are kind of entering the part of the game where they can fight back pretty hard. In fact, we've been seeing that in almost every fight. They do lose 1 or 2 kills, but then they always get 1 or 2 in response, and that makes the scoreline even, despite Alliance getting the first 2 kills of the game before things had even started, before the horn had blown.
Yeah. And Rue, with a big steal, he has Tombstone available, so in 60 seconds, he's going to be able to throw a Tombstone into a mix, and that's going to be pretty impactful. And I like, again, yeah, Ivy. Both teams, honestly, just doing a good job of just syncing up supports with their cores when they have kill timings. Of course, JMN has the ultimate available. S4 should, in theory, be going down here.
Yep, Raw comes out though, trying to delay things as S4 runs himself northward, but there is that glimpse into the Static Storm as well to try and make sure that this Beastmaster does fall. He's holding his ground decently well and trying to set up for a kill for his team. He knows he's going to die, but he's going to bring Moonlight down with him, and Ponlo even looking into this is Vincento as well as Odika. They need to bring in heroes to help Odika here, but they don't have many left. In comes Rue, trying to do something. I mean, the Sunder is there. It's going to come out onto Ponlo to give him back a decent amount of HP. Odika will stay alive under his tower. Alliance there just getting hammered down. Rue is constantly throwing out the Sleight of Fist plus the Fade Bolts, and that's enough to make Alliance turn tail and get themselves back. But for how long?
Rue just keeps going in. Rue, boys, there's like 3 heroes there, mate. You gotta calm down.
Yeah, well, he's fended them off, but Ponlo gets super close to going down here. Rue trying to finish the job with a sticky bomb, but he doesn't have the mana for it and might be in some trouble himself. That tombstone's on the high ground. There is nothing they could do about that. Chuan's going to chip him down, and now they're looking for more. They really want to find this TB, but he's already made his way back into the jungle, back to the safety. So, well, it's just going to be Ponlo being run down by Moonlight instead. Rest of the team aren't close enough to help him out, so that should finally put an end to things. But, of course, all this kerfuffling is going to leave both the Faceless Void and Mixer kind of unbothered up in the top side.
Yeah, and of course Charlie's going to be happy, Mixer's going to be incredibly happy. That entire engagement started because JMN, he just refused to use Static Storm on the Beastmaster, not silencing him, allowing the Roar to go off, just prolong the fight just long enough that the Batrider couldn't get on top. TPs came into play, so I think for Ivy they'll be kicking themselves just a little bit that they didn't just respect we're going for a pick off. We could have got it, but instead we were kind of getting a little bit greedy. And yeah, Charlie already pretty much got the Javelin as well. So nice catch-up farm here.
Yeah,
and he's above the TB, yeah.
I wanted to bring up something kind of important. When we're talking about this Agadins versus the TB, I actually wanted to dive a bit into the details of the last time they did this, which was versus Monaspa in Game 3, where they did the exact same thing, right? S4 playing the Beastmaster into the Terrorblade, and in that game, he built it first item as well, and he did 2,300 damage with Drums of Slon. In comparison, he did 8,900 damage with Wild Axes. So the item definitely did not pay off back then. It did really, like, nowhere near what you'd want from first item, 4,200 gold. So yeah, big question mark.
Yeah. Again, it scales off of you getting right clicks off, be it from your boar, from you, and then scaling that into the fight. And of course, against heroes that just like to just pepper you down and keep you from distance, 1, are you going to get enough right clicks off? Probably not. And 2, are you going to stay on position to get the damage or the drums in place? So I see why it's not great. Again, very surprised he went for this again, two games in a row, especially after the previous time he played it was against the Terrorblade. But either way, I will happily sit back and see some new, yeah, exactly. So let him cook, see some new variation come into play. Maybe he goes like BKB Blink or something, yeah. And he just locks onto this Enigma and prevents him from getting a good black hole. Like, that's maybe a scenario. It's uncomfortable, but either way, ready to see how he do be cooking.
Yeah, I mean, you know, S4, obviously, there's a reason for this. He's tested it. He's obviously done it in scrims, and it's worked there. He's not someone to do something without reason or just because
imagine if
theorizes that it might be good, right?
Yeah, okay. So that's your casting take. Imagine if he actually just was like, yeah, I'm just going to build it. Imagine if there was no logic. This was just a pure from the heart. Yeah, exactly, yeah. We're going to interview, so I just vibe it.
I do. Batrider in some trouble in the jungle. The gang of Alliance find him once again. I gotta say, Chun and Ponlo playing super well together, just really holding hands and skipping around the enemy side of the map together, just slaughtering people.
Yeah. Ember's been part of 10 kills, Techie's been part of 12. Like, they really have synced up quite nicely. And here's the rotation you expect to see from a Beastmaster. Bottom tier 1 falls, you move into mid. Mixer does have the Greaves now available, and a Tumbler's Toy for mild initiation.
Yeah. Surprisingly good. Tumbler's Toy, initiating with Black Hole and such, you know, just gives you that extra little bit of those extra few centimeters we sometimes will need. And the middle tower.
It felt like there was a chance for him to hit a 3-man Black Hole there. Like, there were 3 heroes behind the tier. He had the toy. He was ready to tumble, but he did not tumble the toy and hit the hole. But I guess no one was there to follow up on the damage. It looked juicy.
Yeah. I mean, there's always that risk of just like getting too close to a flame guard or something, and then you know, you want to tumble the toy, but the toy tumbles you instead.
Happens quite often.
Indeed. And now, well, the siege in the middle lane is going to continue, or Alliance going to look for kills instead. I mean, that's been a strategy that's been working pretty well for them so far. Secure the active rune.
Meta is down.
Go straight back to it.
It's a big read from Alliance. Metamorphosis has been wasted. Charlie now can leave his jungle with his Midas and Maelstrom and start entering the fray. Whilst TB then has to hit the jungle himself, Charlie can now overwhelm this engagement. And they are very much online. There's a lot of early game items coming into play here. Pavis and Medallion on the Undying. You got a mech on Techies. Like, everyone's ready and amped up to hit a fight. And
oh man, Techie's mech, he's not messing around, and he's even searching around the top side of the map trying to get himself a cheeky little kill. On to Mr. Vincenzo here, just following him endlessly. Charlie's going to join in as well, but immediately gets glimpsed back, but not far enough actually, so he can just come straight back into the engagement. And yeah, down he goes. No creeps today, sir.
it was just a really bad camp for him, all right? No one wants the Cobalt Foreman to be the guy who has to deny you. That guy's got way up many other things.
Damage, if that.
Not good. It was like 20, 25 on the big boy. The little ones, don't even talk about them. They are truly pathetic in the world of Dota. Would you rather die from one Charlie Faceless Void or 1 million Cobalts?
Yeah. Well, here we are at the 17th minute mark, and things looking pretty decent for Alliance here. So, what are the turning points for Ivy? You know, what timings are they working towards?
I think it's when their cores are actually strong enough to take the fight. You already see how Moonlight on his Batrider going for the boots of travel. Because of the change to Octarine, not including Vanguard, he wasn't able to be just innately tanky in the early game. So he's always scared to go in. Like, if any point Batrider goes in, he gets hit by a Dilation, clipped by an Undying Tombstone Zombie. Like, he's so slow. So I feel like just the core of Ivy haven't, like, layered their items too nicely. They're all one item away from truly wanting to engage.
And
Arcane Room picked up, yeah.
Kind of on them to see like how hard they want to push this, how whether they want to give them the space. Something we've definitely seen from Alliance is like a reluctance to kind of push their lead in this game. You know, I just want to see some plays with Chrono. I think that's what I'm looking for at the moment. You know, 80 minutes in,
yep.
you've got this Midas Maelstrom. You can definitely make some plays with this. I think waiting for the BKB is a little too cautious for my liking, but
the thing is, I think from Charlie is he understands that if he feeds away a kill, for example, being 3-0-3, suddenly this Batrider who's not having a great time being aggressive suddenly gets the BKB or something, or he's 2 components deep. So I can respect him being really disciplined with his moves, but I would agree, I'd like to see Alliance just offer up an engagement so Charlie can come in with confidence rather than whimsically going in hoping for the best. And Ponlo, he has walked into the lion's den of Ivy's new high ground and should be going down.
It's taking him some time. He's got the mech as well. Doesn't want to use it though. Wanted to see if he could get off the blast off before meching, I suppose. So won't be surviving through that one. Meanwhile, down at bottom, a significant push coming out on the bottom side for Alliance.
Taylor running in on TB.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he's got the drums, but there's no units close enough for them to actually trigger on at the moment. They can just keep their distance and keep on picking away at him. They don't really need to commit this, but now he gets close enough to the Rubik. Might be able to bring him down at the very least, but he's not healing nearly enough for these drums of Slan to be doing work. And, you know, it is a 1v4. Nice TP rotations from the side of Ivy there, securing them yet another kill across this map.
But another meta used. So for Ivy at least, they're not feeling too... How much damage... He nearly did so much more damage than the last time he played.
Yeah, if 2/3 of that was his drums, which I think they might have been, then he might have just hit the same damage as last game. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, already better.
Oh wow, Mixer just blinked in.
Black hole coming on down onto the Faceless Void. This is not the target. You want to be brought down, but they're going to catch him. And now they look for Hansgun as well. It's likely that he's going to be dropping, and this is going to be 3 more kills. I mean, add that to the first few kills they got, and all of a sudden, this is 4 kills in a row from Ivy.
Just such massive kills, especially when TV uses the meta for the Beastmaster. You kind of expect Ivy to be a little bit more reserved on the map, but yeah, seeing just Charlie pushed up, no tier 1 tower to defend himself, and luckily for Alliance, once they get Undying a Shard, his Tombstone will be a save through anything. Like, you're always going to be able to eat up that hero using the kind of the grab mechanic. And I'd love to see Alliance prioritize the Tormentor soon, just to give Undying a kind of a play into these big teamfight spells.
Yeah. Does Tombstone work through Black Hole?
I would like to think that the range should. It just eats through everything. You want me to leave the game now and double check it or what?
No,
I'm pretty sure it does. Like, I'm 99% sure I will die on a sword. It does.
Okay, all right. That.
Do you have a sword available?
I have a little anime sword, little anime replica sword.
Get it ready, because if it doesn't work, Boss Man's leaning onto it.
Yeah, it's pretty long. You might need like some minor surgery afterwards, but
that's fine. Roshan also might need some minor surgery due to the fact that he's getting clubbed by about 4 dudes and 2 boards.
Yeah. Well, he might need a defibrillator after this is done. Down he goes. Aegis in the hands of Ember. Okay, but just to recap the last kind of like 5 minutes of play, you know, I do feel like Alliance kind of brought that upon themselves. We talked about wanting them to be aggressive with the chrono, and part of the reason for that is, you know, a team that's being aggressed upon doesn't really have time to go and make plays themselves. You know, it's almost more defensive to go and use your chronosphere and threaten the enemy rather than just kind of farming across the map, because you're leaving yourself open to attack.
Again, it boils down to the who's making the plays, right? An Ember by himself doesn't want to make plays into Static Storm or some Rubik lift early on, right? It'll ruin his game. And because of Beastmaster going for this build, he himself is also not leading the objective siege, but more the let me just farm aggressively. So I can see why Alliance has been reserved, and Brute should be going down here. Yep, there he is.
Yep, Axis to finish the job as Force snipes it, and now they can look to finish off this bottom lane of towers. However, there is a push coming in at top, so Chun's just going to come up there, TP over, has the remnants to get back with if he needs. Very
Alliance have done a very good job forcing out the meta, resetting. Even when Charlie dies top, it's instantly into then Roshan because no Black Hole available. So I feel like Alliance have reacted to Ivy's kind of map moves quite nicely.
Yeah.
But the question is, like, reacting is good, but when are you going to make your statement in the game? You know, when is your kind of your grasp on the game really going to be shown? Because this Terrorblade, we've not even had to talk about him too much. He's one component away from a Skadi, and when he picks up Skadi, he's incredibly tanky. How much damage in Chrono does Alliance truly have? With 3 melee cores, it could become an issue.
Yeah, and even this Batrider's been able to turn back up into this game. You know, he's got himself a ton of farm. There's no rich core in this game. You know, well, there's only rich cores in this game, I suppose.
Everyone's even net worth. It's such a abnormal game for just the net worth of the cores, and German should be able to TP out here as well quite nicely.
Yeah.
Ivy just poking a little bit into that Aegis, and yeah, it's rare that you see all 6 cores in a game sporting within a 1,000, 2,000 gold at this 24-minute mark.
It really is. Yeah, this is pretty uncommon. So I wonder if it's going to stay the same for too long here. If one team's going to be able to get the advantage over the other bit. Hanskin is going to drop in the middle lane just to all of that carpet damage. You know, the fire and the midnight pulse. You know, it's a very messy floor. Reminds me of my uni house. Rather than fire and midnight pulse, it was takeaway wrappers and wraps. Dark times. Anyway, Ruby's going for a blink. That's kind of cool. He's really going full on mobility here, actually. 4-star and blink.
I think it's just a nice way of playing Rubik. I think the fact that you can go Pavis, I think I've seen Rubiks go for the drums, the Pavis, and then even Solar Crest before you look to go for initiation. But in this game, where there's quite a lot of nice spells, be it Dilation, Raw, Tombstone, any of Techie spells will feel pretty good on Rubik. Ember's probably like the weakest one from stealing, unless you're stealing Remnant to then disengage. So yeah, overall it's a very like chill Rubik game. And now Alliance smoked up. They have used Scan, hasn't clipped anyone, so they are going to go a little bit deeper. If they go north, they find no one. If they go south, they might bump into the Terrorblade. They chose to go north.
Wait.
Taker's still going in.
They're bringing it back. And Scan is going to see some illusions. He's going to see the TV now with this ward, but the rest of the team are not really set up to try and deal with a hero that deep in. So they're going to leave it for
nice
now
discipline.
Get these waves out.
Yeah, very good discipline there from Terrorblade. A lot of carry players would have probably poked their head towards that Ancient. Just, you know what? Just one Ancient camp, guys. I can go for it. But he uses the illusions, likes to play on distance, and it's why Terrorblade is always one of the more annoying characters to play into. Same thing as Naga Siren. You never truly see the hero.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Ember just went. I did not expect him to go third item Octarine. Okay.
That's hype.
That's
All right.
Maelstrom Yules into just Octarine. And
Dude.
of course,
me
you
and
lose a
Chun
little bit of
on-
HP regen now on it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
Yule's out. Cancel a Rubik TP. Ru, he's got nowhere to go. Gonna steal the chains just from trying to fight up into the Ember Spirit, but that's not really gonna work for you, especially when he's got this many low cooldowns. So he's gonna be able to bring it down. Yeah, I mean, he's got the same read as me. I said they need a mid laner with low cooldowns. Turim says, "Don't worry, bro.
I've got this.
you."
I'm gonna go real quick. I'm gonna get Spell Prism too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting at least for the skirmish and the fact they are farming quite a lot. Always having the slight chains available is pretty helpful, but didn't expect it to be a third item pickup. Normally, it's always like the Lincolns or an Ags or a Shivas, and then after you have like an active type of item, you then buy Octarine to make that plus the spells feel good. But fair enough, he just went straight for it.
Yeah, I mean,
2500 HP, like he's tanky, he's annoying. Like
yeah,
Ivy, if they ever whiff a black hole or a static storm, their team fight kind of crumbles. So for Alliance at least, they just need to offer up people. It's why you saw him go for this yours as well. Like Ivy need to be very careful with the engagement.
Oh, Lasso comes out. I mean, this might be careful enough. Everything they've got thrown onto the Ember Spirit here, and they will be able to kill him off. They didn't use meta, that has to be said, but still, a lot thrown his way. They do bring him down, and that kind of shares a lot about the game state here, that Ivy are just willing to just jump in, throw fucking everything at this Ember Spirit, and then just leave, you know?
I mean, Lasso plus Static or Lasso plus Black Hole, he's gonna die. But the fact they threw in the kitchen sink onto the dude clearly shows either maybe a little bit of miscommunication within that initiation. Because also Ember is that hero that when you get him locked down, you're very desperate to get the kill. It's like the same thing when you finally control the puck up. You're like, guys, we finally got him. So I can see why they maybe threw a lot down, but I want to see Ivy a little bit better communication in the future. Like you can't be wasting these two big spells. I was just mentioning how if either of these spells are wasted, it will just give Alliance even more confidence to cross the river to make big plays, and they are now on cooldown. Luckily, Static Storm though, slightly shorter cooldown than Black Hole, of course, so we'll be up in 15 seconds.
You know, would have made Chan's game even nicer, other than obviously not dying there, would be getting a free shard, and because it seems like a lot of people have bought their own shards this game, he's actually able to get one.
Going to be able to cancel blinks. Super annoying, of course, against this Enigma. And it's kind of why I think you see like Ags picked up instead of Octarine in this scenario, just because you want to throw out your remnants. But then I guess the trade-off is Octarine also, when you think about the cooldown and the recharge time, it's probably... Oh, I need to do the maths, but is it close to just Ags? How many charges you get?
Maybe.
3 charges on 38 seconds, so you have 5 charges on 45. So yeah, of course, I would just innately have more. There's actually no comparison, really, but I just had to double check, you know? But
yeah, run the mental arithmetic. But yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. So the only reason that Chun was actually able to get the shard there from the Tormentor is because he died, because it goes to the bottom, one of the bottom 2 lowest net worth heroes. He was above S4 for pretty much the entire game. And then Chun gets caught out in the middle lane. They take the Tormentor, and Chun just drops below the Beastmaster for like half a second, and he gets the shard from it. Feels good, man.
I mean, there is no way in a competitive game that anyone's ever going to coordinate that. Yo, Beast, what's your net worth real quick? Wait, you're only 50 ahead of me? Stop hitting creeps, stop hitting creeps.
Yeah, maybe if Envy didn't stop playing, he could run that math, but...
Your Wraith King run down mid, die to the tier 4s.
Yeah. Only if he was like 2 racks down, though. Full racks Envy could never. Ooh, Moonlight, nice eyes, blinks away. Oh, that's a very tasty kill, though. They see the Terrorblade here, and they are absolutely throwing everything at him. Ivy, you can't leave this at the moment. They need to stay around, but they are doing mixes here. He's got the Blink Dagger, but he's just not jumping in. He's managed to get off the Sunder. Onika, he needs some help here, but the team, they're just not willing to. Now the Black Hole comes in. They do catch out too. Ember Spirit of the Tech, he's held down, and Onika's just trying to use the CPR, but he's not going to get away. The Steel Scepter comes through in time, and Onika is going to end up going down, as will Mixer. Oh no, it was only the 2 of them. Everyone else had left, so there was just no chance of turnaround in the end.
Such a substantial blunder, and yes, like it wasn't even a team fight. There's not really much to say, right? Ivy, they start poking the tier 3s, they disengage slightly, and then in how sloppy it was, of course, TB was by himself. He stayed a little bit longer. He tried to keep that extra illusion to get the extra skip, and they used Black Holes just to cover for the TP, and now Roshan's respawning. Now it's up, and instantly Alliance are checking, so Black Hole on cooldown again. Like the second Roshan, the first time, Alliance got it because Charlie died to a Black Hole. The second time, Enigma used Black Hole to save a Terror Blade. So the second Roshan, you should argue, is for free. Like, Ivy really not hitting the beat on these Black Holes, and it's difficult. Because when you pick Enigma, you always feel the bad Black Holes, you feel. The good ones, whatever, the game continues, you're still like in the lead, right? But anytime you whiff one, it really does hurt your ability to play the map.
Yeah, it does. And, you know, he waited so long for that. He was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And then his thunder came off and he was like, oh, fuck it. Go. I'll Black Hole, TP away. Get out of here, my little friend. But alas, it was too little, too late.
It's also like, what if TB didn't TP and just accepted the fight? But again, there was so much noise in that engagement.
Yeah,
if he gets out, then sure, you skip waves. They still get Roshan, but TB doesn't die. If he stands his ground, he might kill an Ember if he's lucky, but then he's still going to die anyway. So either way, it's a lose-lose situation, mate. Ivy just put themselves in a really bad spot, and yeah, Alliance capitalized on it once again. S4, after the axe, he went for the pipe, the Crimson. He's got a Halberd to boot as well. Like, he is really just going to be able to A-click his way into the middle of these engagements right now.
Well, it's a lot of farming he's managed to accrue himself here. Partly down to that Aghanim's first, you know, it is a decent farming item. Allows you to clear through camps and waves pretty damn quickly. As long as you can keep them coming.
Yeah, it does feel like S4's not buying the axe to kill heroes. It very much does feel like he's buying it as like an off-laner's Midas, basically. And then the rest of his items are to boot. But again, the argument is surely doesn't Helm of the Overlord do the same thing? I guess it's really up for contention. Yeah,
I mean, at the same time, it also gives you that other thing of if they all throw their bodies on me in a fight to try and bring me down as an offlaner who's got in a bit too deep, then
that's true.
I'm going to live longer than usual. I'm going to make more space. I'm going to be annoying. So, yeah, it's a big,
you are right.
No touchy item. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll continue to evaluate and reevaluate the Sagnins as people keep on picking it up or ignoring it or slamming it in interviews. Lots of different opinions.
We don't get all the offlaners in interview because, like, we could, if we always had like a certain role, then we could have themed questions. But the teams, you kind of know the meta for who does interviews now.
Yeah.
Like for Ivy, normally it's JMA. And he's the only one that does the interview.
Yeah, normally
that's fair.
They'll fix it up next time, but he does give great interviews. Top lane now being beaten down by Alliance. Charlie just taking this down. Okay, all right.
I got raw.
Yep, literally
it was just
about
expiring.
To run out, so.
Alliance. This is normally where the games get uncomfortable for Alliance. They've taken the final tier 2. They're trying to close out the map, and they either fall victim to sweeping non-stop from left to right, rather than just trying to force them back into the high ground to then smoke out after. And we'll see how Alliance has evolved throughout their DPC run so far.
Yeah.
Of course, they do have Aegis for another 3 minutes.
What can they do with it? And yeah, how will they be able to push this high ground successfully? It's got to be something you imagine they've talked about and they've kind of tried to improve upon in those strategy meetings and in those coaching sessions. We'll see how it comes into effect here. You know, Mixer able to sidestep the gank here pretty damn nicely.
Disruptor slowly on the way to his Aghanims as well. He's only 1,000 gold away pretty much, so it's going to be pretty impactful. That if Disruptor can clip a Beastmaster pre-aura pressing, for example, if you don't get Pipe and Crimson off, that really can turn a fight. And once again, Ivy, they are just in the most aggressive of positions and using Static Storm. Cooldown for 80 seconds.
Yeah, I feel like that might not be ideal when you're dead.
Oh, Charlie?
Okay. Well, he got
Nice
the
blink
D-ward.
there from
He got the
Enigma,
D-ward. Easy.
No, it was a really, really clean D-ward.
Yeah, exactly what he wanted from that.
100%.
And that's what we don't see carries doing enough of, you know, like helping their supports out. You got Chrono,
Yeah, I mean-
using on a ward.
You're like 20-second cooldown reduction away from position 5 Void being viable. That's the thing, right? And we're going to see it here. Charlie, he
go.
steps up. He
Boom.
knows that the ward's there in play. He places the Chrono.
Immediately
And then he's
gets
like, wait
it.
a second. Was there an Enigma here? I
Doesn't
don't
matter.
know. Doesn't matter. Got the ward.
Yeah.
Not important.
If he'd have got the Enigma, it would have been nice, but also, well, here we go, jumping in anyway, though. He's like, no Chrono, no problems, but it might be problems as his first life is getting damn low. Does manage to get the time walk forward here, and actually, the TB is now in some trouble as he's disarmed, cannot fight into them at the moment. The techies being so annoying. Raw's going to come down as well, try and stop the Sunder. He can't get it off. The bash comes through, and the kill is there. Now they move down to Rue. Rue has himself his own time walk, though. Charlie's on the bash, finds it immediately.
Okay.
Manages to bring down the Rubik. Who needs Chrono anyway? Alliance, they're coming down your middle lane, and Ivy, they don't have much answer to it right now. And there's another. Mixer brought down on the side by Chuan.
No, it doesn't. Ember's just been such a thorn in their side, right? All these engagements, he's zipping around the fights, being super annoying. They tried to 100-0 Charlie, but they don't kill him off. But then he's able to just also time walk it off and do an insane amount of damage. Like, yeah, Faceless Void and Ember really are carrying their fights. And then you look towards Ivy. Where was the Static Storm? Not really in play. Where was the Black Hole? He was scared to use it. Like, they're just... It's been nearly half an hour. I've just not seen Ivy use their draft. They've just been farming, and like, it's difficult. I think Alliance have really nicely just slowly choked out the map to force out these blunders, but at some point Ivy's got to go, guys, let's just make the play.
Let's just land our spells. It's easy as that sometimes, but no, it's not. It's not. But at the same time, you need to put yourself in the position where you can do that, and yeah, being aggressive is where it all starts. 2 lane of barracks now taken. There is still a range barracks remaining on the bottom side, but they got the important one. Lance will be very happy about that. Base equals broken.
For Alliance, I'm sure most people are aware at this point in the DPC, but they are 0-4 right now. They need to win their final, 2 series they have left? 3 series, sorry.
3.
To even give themselves a chance of surviving elimination. But here it is, they're on the Ember Spirit.
Very nice catch here. They pop his Lincolns. They go for the kill, but he does have the Yules. But now the Black Hole comes down, landing both onto the techies as well. Is this going to open up the fight for Alliance to come in? It is. There comes the Chronosphere, only really landing onto the Enigma, but is that going to be enough to save the Ember Spirit on the backlines? It certainly is, as they bring down Mixer. Now they come forward, looking for more. The chains onto 2 is very, very nice indeed. That's going to secure the 2 support kills. They both get run down. Ivy, you dare to come out of your base, and they get punished for it massively, and that's the thing. Those ultis don't land. They don't get those kills, and now they are being punished so hard for it.
Handskin on the Undying, throws down the Tombstone, keeps his Ember alive, and then in the process, of course, Ember's back in the fight straight away. Quite a methodical game from Alliance, I feel. They didn't really exert themselves too heavily. It was a lot of just Ember poke, and here it is again. We're seeing it's the same fight recap of just Void and Ember doing literally everything. Everyone else just setting up the control and amping up these cores to do truly tremendous work.
Yep, that's what their draft's designed to do. And they got to the stage where their heroes could do it, fighting the whole way along. Bottom lane of barracks to fall. Mega creeps gained by Alliance. Surely there is no way they lose this game now.
Yeah, no, man. Can we start a new thing?
Mm-hmm.
When they take mega creeps, can we go quiet so we hear the horn?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Do you particularly like the sound, or?
Yeah, I just
like that.
So you just feel the plus 30 MMR when you hear it, you know?
Ah, I see. I see.
It's like, oh, we got megas.
Like a Pavlov's dog. They should patch it so that it makes the brown frequency.
Or teams can set their own custom sound.
Oh yes, please, Valve.
Now
please.
imagine that. That would be like, yo,
set a voice line as it.
Not a voice line, but they have to like submit their own like. They have to be like team name, mega creeps, and then like a sound, like a jingle.
Yep, I'm here for it. Meanwhile, lasso out onto Techies. Looks like there's a last-ditch attempt being set up here by Ivy. What can you really do, though? Well, we're going to find out. Black Hole comes in. It's not bad. It's onto 3. Static Storm to follow as well. The Void is going to die here. But how much more can they really get out of this? Well, the answer is going to be Hanskin at the very least, though he's not actually dying. And I'll turn around. Mixer, he's in the middle of this, and he's actually going to fall. Now the Terror Blade, they're looking at him. He's got the Sunder. Can't get it off. Can't find a target. He's going to fall. Down goes the TP. Down goes Moonlight as well. And that will be that. GG is called Alliance. They will take game number 1.
It's such a rough game for Ivy. Like, they're gonna have to really pick themselves up after.